Greetings from Kenwell. Today is Saturday, December 14th, 2024. It's been a number of weeks since I did my last video. The reason was yesterday I wrote my final exam in my New Testament Greek course. For the last number of weeks, all I've been doing is studying. And believe it or not, when I go to sleep at night, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I'd be thinking about Greek. It's incredible stuff. Well, for this exam, I made up my own cue cards for all the vocabulary that I had memorized. And just before the exam, I had them all down pat. I even made up a page of all the definitions from our lectures I had to memorize. Now, one of the big things I had to do for the exam was doing translations from Greek to English. And on our assignments that we had done over the course of the year, there were over 50 of them for me to look at. And I was looking at them basically every day, making sure I was pretty good. And by the end, just before the exam, I was getting pretty good at doing all these translations. Well, I have to tell you, I was a nervous wreck before the exam started. I had all these facts crammed into my head, and I was looking forward to using them on the exam. Interestingly enough, it has been something like 44 years since I last wrote my last exam. Oh, that's a long time ago. Now, the first part of the exam was easy, but the translations I found to be very difficult. All I know is I think I did pretty good on the exam. Now, this verse that you see over on my right here sure applies to me. Proverbs 14 verse 23 says, "All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty." God has been very good to me. Well, I want to get back to one of my favorite verses. I'd like to encourage you to memorize this verse and put it into practice. And it's Philippians 4 verse 8. "Finally, brethren, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is gracious, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things." Well, today I want to look at what it means to be honorable. The picture on my right here shows how proud mom is that her daughter has graduated, and that she is also an honorable young woman. So the question I have for you is this: what does it mean to be honorable? To my right, I think this is the best definition I've seen of being honorable. It is the quality of knowing and doing what is morally right and to regard with great respect. First of all, from this definition, if you are an honorable person, you will be doing what is morally right. When you become a Christian, the Holy Spirit of God fills your entire being. And when you totally submit to Him, you will do what is morally right. The second part of this definition is to regard with great respect. Most of you have heard the first part of this verse before, but here is what the full verse says. And I'm going to give you one from the Old Testament and one from the New Testament. In Exodus 20 verse 12, it says, "Honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you." Then in the New Testament, we can look at Ephesians 6 verses 2 to 3. "Honor your father and mother, which is the first command with a promise, that it may be well with you, and you may live long on the earth." Notice that God blesses those who honor their parents. Christmas is fast approaching, and it is time when we gather together with our families. This is a great time for you to honor your father and mother by telling them how much you love them and tell them how much you appreciate them. So during this rest of this week or the week coming up, think about what it means to be honorable. And as I love to say, may the good Lord be with you until we meet again.